video is on pricing. And we will be covering the product offering price and the price entity in operational entities like product inventory, product order, code, and shopping cart. And the last topic will be the taxation. Let's start with the product offering price, which is a special schema which is used in the product catalog that defines a couple of properties, or that contains a couple of properties. One of them is the unit price with currency and the price type, which is extremely important. We can have different price types. In Telecom, the operators can charge as a one-time charge or a recurring charge and user charge, where the one-time charge is applied only once, as the name implies. The recurring charge with different periods like weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or yearly in some cases. And user charges is based on the usage amounts, like if this is a data per gigabytes or megabytes, or if this is voice per minute. On top of this, we can have one-time fee, which is an extension that we are recommending, which is different than one-time charge, because the one-time charge is like the price of the item that you buy. But if there is a handling fee or a change fee that you want to apply, in that case, you need to introduce a one-time fee to the price types. And another type is alteration, which is discount or markup type of alterations to the original prices. We will go over the details of this part. Product offering term association is in case you want to apply these prices for a specific time period, like a validated duration of this price, because you may say for 1 year commitment, I want to just charge this amount, and afterwards, without the term commitment, I can apply the other non-discounted prices. So therefore, a product offering term association can be used for that validated duration of that price. Place association, where this price does apply, in which locations, in which regions, cities, or whatever you can define as location. It's the associated location that determines which price to choose. Product specification characteristic use association. So this is just to select the price based on characteristics values chosen by the user or by the customer. Like if you're going to buy a data plan with 10 gigs or 20 gigs or 30 gigs, which are different characteristic values, you can associate these values to prices, so that whenever during the order capture, the user selecting one of these values, the associated price gets activated. We can have price relationship, usually for the alteration. It becomes handy for the alterations, like 10% discount that is selected in these conditions, that applies to that one-time charge or to that recurring charge. In order to just point to the one-time charge or recurring charge, you need these kind of price relationship. Tax items is another sub-entity of price. What are the tax rates or categories that apply to this price can be specified. And the pricing logic algorithm, which can be used for penalties, or if the price is complex to calculate, there is no fixed amount and it's always calculated through a formula. You can associate the formula to the price entity so that it is always calculated when it is displayed to the customers. And unit of measure, of course, the unit quantity that this price is applied, whether this is per megabyte, per gigabyte, per minutes, or hours, or days, etc. This is the product offering price structure in the catalog, in the TMF 620 product catalog management. As you can see, the product offering terms pricing logic algorithm. So product offering terms or pricing logic algorithms are subentities of the product offering price relationship. It can have multiple relationships with multiple different prices. If any policy applies to this price, or which characteristic values are associated to this product offering price or a place. It can have an external identifier to be able to associate with different system price definitions. For example, if you have a digital channel where you have a different e-commerce application, in that case you can associate the prices to those external system price entities, the tax item, and the bundled product offering price relationship, in case you have a price that is used on a bundle level. The price types can be of two categories: the charging type and adjustment type. By charging type, we can have a one-time charge. It's applied only once when you sell the product. It's a purchase price when you have quantities in the products. For example, if the customer buys say 5 products, the same product 5 times, you apply this one-time charge, and if it changes the amount, again you can apply this one-time charge. The one-time fee can be applied for some admin actions, like if you want to charge the customer for some modifications on the existing products, you can apply the one-time fee. Or if there is any setup fee or admin fee, or whenever you want to just suspend or resume, you want to apply a fee to the customer, this can be modeled as a one-time fee, which is an extension of the TM Forum's recommendations. And the recurring charge, as the name implies, it can be applied as a prepaid or a postpaid, but with a period for that period. So if this is a prepaid, you apply it at the beginning of the period. If this is postpaid, you apply it anywhere in that period, provided that you bill that charge at the end of the bill cycle. They can be daily, even hourly, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, or yearly. The user charge is it's charged based on the usage, but usually it is managed by an engine that has a rating capability. And in Telecom BSS, it's the charging system, or in some cases, billing system as well can have a rating capability. So because there are complex formulas, because it depends on the time of the day or the day of the week or peak hours, off-peak hours, different distances, etc. So everything can become part of that user charge calculation. Usually the prices, the product offering prices, although they may have a user charge definition, they don't do the charging according to this POP, the product offering price. It's delegated to a charging system because based on the usages, the amount changes, and it is hard to represent the user charge in a POP entity of a product catalog. And product offerings can have any combination, any number of the above prices. For example, we can have one-time charge and the recurring charge and the user charges or fees, etc. And these are determined or selected through the combination of characteristic values, the term commitments, or business policies, or pricing rules in any combination, in any association of these rules. Coming to the adjustment types, remember we had the price charging type and the price adjustment types. So adjustment type, you can have a base price which is one time or recurring or the usage or fees. These are the base prices that apply to the product. On top of them, as an adjustment type, you can have discounts or markups. Discounts, as the name implies, it's a percentage or a fixed amount, absolute amount that applies as a negative amount, like you can give a 10% discount or $10 off for maybe validity duration or application duration or forever. Similarly, the markup is used to increase the price. Just add the markup fee on top of the base price, because in this model, the operator, uses the supplier's pricing, and on top it adds a markup fee or markup absolute amount or a percentage, so that they always can use the supplier's pricing table without doing further calculations. And usually this markup fee is not shown to the customer, so the base price plus the markup fee is calculated first, and then that is displayed to the customer. Whereas on the discount option, you want to display the discount as, see, this was the price and I discounted you this much. And again, the product offering can have any combination of any number of the price charging types and price adjustment types. It can have multiple discounts, multiple markups. Well, I haven't seen any case where the discount and the markups are applied both at the same time, but you can have multiple discounts or multiple markups on a product offering price. Here's an example for the price charge types. Let's assume we have a mobile device where we want to sell it either in a buy or with subscription, one-time purchase or with subscription, with commitment or without commitment. So you define the term and the purchase, which is the characteristics. The term is the term entity, but the purchase is a characteristic where you have two options, buy or with subscription. You can associate the terms and characteristic values. For example, if the customer wants to buy it with no commitment, and in the buy option the price is $1,000, it's a one-time charge. You buy that amount, you get the device, you don't pay anymore. Or you can select with subscription but with 1 year commitment. You should remember that associated characteristics or the term, they're ended. Like the customer, in order to get $100 per month recurring charge, he needs to make a 1 year commitment and he needs to purchase with subscription so that this $100 per month can apply. So this is how a product offering price entity is connected to the terms and characteristics. Similarly, it can be connected to the regions or locations and others as well. The price adjustment type, let's assume that here you want to apply a $5 one-time charge to the customer for 10 gigs data per month and a $20 recurring charge, and you want to just apply 10% alteration as discount to this only recurring charge, not to the one-time charge, but to the recurring charge. You want to apply this 10% discount for 5-month validity period. So therefore, the customer at the purchase time pays $5 as a one-time charge, $20 minus 10%, which is $18, but this is for the first 5-month price, and then starting from the 6th month, the customer keeps paying $20 monthly until the product is terminated. As this alteration is associated with a recurring charge, it can be at the same time associated to one-time charge as well. So this alterations or pricing relations doesn't need to be pointing to only one. It can point to multiple entities. In that case, 10% alteration would go with the 5% one-time charge as well. Externally calculated charges are done usually by charging system, like 5% recurring charge, for example, for a data product, and you can say 2 cents per megabyte user charge. But as this is not the absolute price, it will be calculated with different formulas depending on the date and day of the week, time of the day, etc., peak hours, off peak hours, or caller's location, callee's location, etc. So that's why usually this price is informative, but the real calculation are done by a charging system or any system that has a rating capability, and this is how you associate the price through a product usage specification to an external system, so that whenever a calculation or whenever the provisioning is done, the order manager system knows how to instantiate those buckets or charging rules inside the charging system. Coming to the one-time fee, this is something that we recommend because the prices can be associated to actions. So, for example, if you have a mobile line, you want to just charge $25 recurring charge to the customers, and whenever he wants to suspend the subscription, you may want to just charge $5 one-time fee because of that action. And for termination, you may want to apply another fee. For purchase, you may want to apply, because this is a handling fee, a one-time fee, with the action. New can be applied to the prices. Price selection criteria a bit more complex. Like, you can define monthly data package where the allowance quota or allowance can be 10 gigs, 20 gigs, or 30 gigs. As you have seen here, we don't need to define 3 different product offerings for 10 gigs, 20 or 30 gigs different options. We can have this as characteristics, and we can have different term commitments as term associations here, where you have 3 different prices, like $10 monthly, $18, and $25 monthly prices. You can just associate the allowance values, like 10 gigs is $10 per month, 20 gigs is $18 per month, and 30 gigs is $25 per month. So you define one product offering, very flexible, with different price recurring charge prices, which are selected based on characteristic values. And again, you can assign the discounts that can apply for the commitment. Like, you're buying a 10 gigs monthly data package to $10. If you make a 1-year commitment, you get 10% discount during that 1 year. If there is no application period, this means forever, or sorry, until end of this term commitment. Or if you make a 2 years commitment during the purchase, you get 15% discount over these prices. Of course, there should be associations from these discounts towards these 3 different product offering prices, so that we know which what is the target of this discount. Usually it is associated to these prices, all of them. Let's come to the price in operational entities. This is a different type of schema that is instantiated in a product offering, in a product inventory or quote or shopping cart, or product order, because the product offering price is the product offerings, which is a catalog entity, the price. Whenever you instantiate a product offering in any of these entities, it becomes a product. in that case, the product should have its own price rather than the product offering price. The codes and shopping cart are used for the whenever you just purchase your products or do some changes. This is the this is the entity that is before product order, a customer just checking the prices of the items that he or she wants to purchase, put them in a quote in a shopping cart. In a B2B case, they put in a quote. In a B2C case, they put in a shopping cart, and then it is checked out to become a product order, and that product order, when fulfilled, the provisioning happens and the product inventory is populated with the products. So these entities use the product structure rather than product offering price. Here's the product price entity. It refers to the product offering price that it has been instantiated, just to indicate that this product price was based on these product offering prices that was defined in the catalog. So instantiating a price in the product inventory is extremely important because you can retire the products in the catalog. So these product offering prices are no more in sales, and you can retire them, or you can even terminate them, remove them from the system, whereas the prices need to stay there. That's why they are instantiated in a product inventory. It has all the important capabilities, like the product price type, recurring charge period, unit of measure, etc. And it has a sub resource price. So this part is looks like confusing, like product price, price alteration and price, product price and price. Why do they show to the same thing? It's not the same thing. The product price has a sub resource called a property price, which is this construct. Independent of this one, a product price has price alterations, where the price alterations can have 0 or 1 price. So you can have alteration definition here, and the price of this alteration, which may be a percentage like 10%, or tax included $10, or duty-free amount $10. It can have a price alteration. It can have multiple price alteration. If you look at the structure, this is the base price. Say if I'm applying $20 per month with 10% discount valid 6 months, so you will have $20 here, and as a price alteration you will have a application duration 6 months, because this is recurring charge period is monthly. So you can have 6 months as alteration duration as a recurring charge, and 10% discount. So this price type, the product price with the price alteration, is the populated entity in the product inventory. Coming to the taxation, tax calculation is complex and depends on country. Even inside the countries, it depends on the provinces or states or product types. Some products are more taxed more, or with different tax codes, etc. At TM Forum's product catalog, or other entities that deal with the price, the taxation is given as a reference model. It's never meant to be used as is. You need to extend it, but that extension is left to the implementers and the projects, because it's always customization. As I said, TM Forum defined a very basic tax logic. On the product offering price, you can have multiple tax items or categories, And some products can be subject to multiple tax categories like GST, HST, VAT, or any other tax that applies in that country. And the tax item contains a tax property, a tax rate property, and a category as well. Um, in some countries, the taxes, they need to be calculated at bill calculation time, because there are some discounts that apply during the bill calculation time, and the tax should be calculated according to those discounts that are happening at the last minute. So that's why some countries apply the taxes at the bill calculation time. In some others, whenever they apply the charge, that tax is applied as well, and it's always customized. um, the POPs can be defined with tax included or duty-free amounts, because some operators in some countries, just to simplify the pricing, they just give the prices as tax included. In some countries, the tax is never included, and the user knows that there will be a tax on top of the prices that they see. So in that case, the operator applies the duty-free amounts, or in the other countries, they apply the tax included amounts. Here's the taxation component. The tax amount, well, as you can see here, the tax can be 0 or more. So a product offering price can be no tax definition here, because it's calculated externally. Or if a tax breakdown is needed, it can be filled in on the tax item. It can have multiple taxes. You can have the amount or rate as per a tax category, and whenever this price is applied, those tax items can be applied as well. In case you have multiple price types like one-time charge, recurring charge, fees, etc., you can define different tax categories to different price types, and this is just the flexibility of the model. So this concludes the product offering prices and the price entities of today's video. Thanks for watching.